What's up, my YouTube friends? It's Richard coming to you live from the OBX. It's an absolutely spectacular day. The wind is howling, and I wanted to give you a quick overview about where to spend money when furnishing your short-term rental. And the basic premise is try and think about how you would use the house and how your guests would use the house. So right now we're on my third floor. It's an upside down house, and what that means is that my kitchen and my living area and the main balcony are on the third floor, so that I have as great a view of the ocean as possible. We are directly oceanfront. That trail leads right over that dune to the ocean, and I happen to love that dune and that minor obstruction because that's my protection. So while it obstructs my view of the sand and the beach, it protects me from storms, and I'm totally cool with that, and I picked this location primarily for that. So it's an upside down house. It might be kind of counterintuitive to many of you across the country and across the world, but that's the way a lot of homes are built out here, and it's specifically to give you that unobstructed view from the living room and the balcony and the kitchen and so on. So this, therefore, is a real primary place where guests will be spending time and energy. Just to be really clear, and I think I've mentioned this in other videos, I just closed on this place about a month ago. It came fully furnished. It's under long-term contract with property managers. I can't break the contract. So this summer and the rest of 2019 is rented long-term Saturday to Saturday, where guests come here and they bring their own linens. So it's really, I basically just bought this the way that it is. I moved in here. I blocked the 1 week that wasn't used. Charles and I are filming, and that's basically what's happening this summer. Next year, I'm going to do short-term rentals, and I'm going to furnish it the way that I'm talking about. But what you see is the way that it was, and this is the primary sitting area. So I will be upgrading all of this furniture. I mean, it's enough. There's seating for 4, maybe 5 if you count this little fella. This guy's got like the king master throne. But my point is, this is really Spartan. I don't think it's very welcoming. I don't think it's very luxurious. I don't think it's very comfortable. It works. It gets the job done. It looks like it's a little weathered over the years. It makes no sense for me to upgrade this for guests that aren't reviewing me and aren't really paying me what it's worth. And the current long-term property managers are fine with it. So that's fine. One thing I do want to point out, the deck and all the handrails, that's all been replaced. That was a condition of my purchasing the home. It felt a little weathered and not safe, and I'm not interested in any sort of liability. So before I closed on the home, I spoke with the homeowner, and we sort of worked out that this would be upgraded. And so the stairs and the outside is now nice and safe. The furniture is Spartan. It's just not that great. And so this picnic table, you know, really functional. We've moved it out so we could film and so on. It normally is right about where I am. Really functional, really inexpensive. But when I upgrade the entire listing, I'm going to be replacing that. And so just to underscore the point, this may well be where 60 or 70% of the time that people are in the home are actually spending their time. It's actually not in the home, it's close to the home, it's outside the home, it's on the balcony overlooking everything. And so like this is where you should spend 60 to 70% of your budget and not have the most functional yet inexpensive stuff, right? Like this is the photo shot, this could be the thumbnail shot. And this is where you want that furniture and make people feel comfortable, and this is where they're going to be hanging, and this is going to be their memories. So it's either uncomfortable or it's super comfortable, and this is where I will be spending money. Another area where people are spending a lot of time is going to be down by the pool. To be perfectly honest, I haven't even been in the pool, and I don't intend on being in the pool anytime soon. You see the entire surrounding area, the fence and all that is dilapidated and busted and needs some love, just kind of like this upper deck. But the pool furniture, again, is about the least expensive, least comfortable stuff that there is, and I'll be upgrading that. I will make that pool area really friendly, really welcoming, really family-oriented. Really make it a place that people want to spend their time. And so these are kind of the two money areas in the house, even though they're both outside the house, where money really matters. And that's where you can make your statement, and that's where you have an impact. Here's an old hot tub. This will likely be replaced. And then down here on the second floor, you see the same sort of very Spartan, minimalist furniture, not a lot of money spent. The view is equally, nice, but you don't see the ocean. And so, to be perfectly honest, if I didn't have funds, I wouldn't really upgrade much more than this. I might clean, I might power wash, I might get somebody to come over here and, it could be cleaned up a little bit. I would do that. But if I didn't have the money, I wouldn't upgrade it. Chances are I'll upgrade it just because once I'm doing something, I want to do it to a certain level and keep that throughout the entire home. But that's a nice to have, not a must have. And it's the same thing with the hot tub. While it's a little bit dilapidated, I think it adds a lot of value to rentals. People who come down here want to be in the hot tub. That's why it's here. As long as it's functional and it's working and it's so on, there's no need to upgrade it. For me personally, once I'm doing the upgrade and I'm living here more, I'll likely upgrade it. But that's not a must do. Try and do as much as you can with as little money as possible because that's more profit. Now the last thing I'll mention is the common living area and kitchen area. You can do whatever you want in the bedrooms, and obviously the mattresses are important and the sheets are important, and you want to make it nice and comfortable and so on and so forth. But you know what to do there. Let's go ahead and take a look in the living room here. And it's a little bit, messy, lived in. Charles has his crap everywhere, but it is what it is. So the main area that people are going to be spending their time here is primarily in this open living room. Again, all this furniture was here when I bought the home. It's perfectly comfortable. It's perfectly functional. It's maybe a little bit worn, but it's inappropriate in my opinion for a beach house. Like this color scheme, this fabric selection, this leather chair, this to me reads much more mountain home. So I will be getting rid of this stuff and I'll bring something in that's probably white with blue trim cushion, piping, so that it looks much more beachy and just freshen it up. I really like this area here. We've got the fake bamboo and then the light. I'm just kidding. But anyway, the point is I would spend some money here. If I was low on funds and I wasn't really interested, this table is perfectly functional. It seats a lot of people. The chairs are okay. Not important. And then at some point, the kitchen would be renovated, but it doesn't need to be. Right now, we're at 98% occupancy in the long-term rental market, just the way it is. People are thrilled to be here. People can't get enough of it. So my long-term property managers aren't raising the price because that's just not really the way they think. But to me, if we're at 98% occupancy this week and 100% occupancy through the rest of like September or something close to that, time to raise prices. And that's just the way this is right now. And you can see, perfectly comfortable, but nothing extraordinary. This isn't like spectacular. I'm not jumping up and down saying this is the coolest, best place I've ever seen. It has that potential, which is why I bought it. And it actually has potential behind that, which has much more to do with the amount of land and the permits that I've received. And at some point, this will likely be torn down and I'll build something much bigger. But that's for a different story. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you because people are always asking, where do I spend money? What's important? What's not? And I thought a real walking tour of what's going on right now would be helpful. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and like it. Comment below where you spend your money or what questions you have about like my particular situation here. And please subscribe to the channel. And one last thing, if you're interested in hanging out with me for 2 full days and learning an incredible amount about being a business owner as opposed to a business operator, then click the link and check us out in Nashville in August. Thank you very much, friends.